Hi guys, my name's Lily, and today I'm going to talk about Chapter 4, which is Differences in Culture. Culture is a system of values and norms that are shared among a group and that, when taken together, constitute a design for living. There are values within a culture which are abstract ideas about what a group believes to be good, right, and desirable. This could mean beliefs within a religion, for instance. There are also norms within a culture, which are social rules and guidelines that prescribe appropriate behavior in particular situations. An example of a social norm may be shaking someone's hand when you introduce yourself and meet somebody new. Religion, political and economic philosophies, education, language, and social structure are what determines a culture. The definition of a religion is a system of shared beliefs and rituals that are concerned with the realm of the sacred. Ethical systems are a set of moral principles or values that are used to guide and shape behavior. An example of an ethical system may be a theory such as utilitarianism, which is the greatest amount of good for the greatest amount of people. Typically, religion and ethics are intertwined quite often. I'm going to discuss about 5 different religions. First is Christianity, which is the world's largest religion. It can be found in Europe and America. They focus on hard work, wealth, and creation. Islam, being the second largest religion, is associated in the Western media with militants, terrorists, and violent upheavals. And even though that sounds pretty bad, they also teach peace, justice, and tolerance as well. Hinduism is primarily on the Indian subcontinent. They value their spiritual rather than material achievements. Buddhism stresses spiritually growth and the afterlife rather than achievement while in this world, which is pretty interesting. They don't really emphasize wealth creation and entrepreneur behavior as well. Confucianism, which is practiced mainly in China, teaches importance of attaining personal salvation through right action. Their 3 key teachings are loyalty, reciprocal obligations, and honesty. Formal education is the medium in which individuals learn many of the language, conceptual, and mathematical skills that are indispensable in a modern society. General education levels can also be a good index for the kinds of products that might sell in a country. Knowledge of the local language is still beneficial and in some cases critical for business success. There are spoken and unspoken means of communication. Failing to understand the nonverbal cues of another culture can also lead to communication failure, which can mean either sign language or gestures within a culture. Whether you're speaking to a customer or a coworker, language is crucial because you want to be able to communicate with them in the best way possible. Social structure is a stable arrangement of institutions where human beings in a society interact and live together. So there are groups and individuals. Groups can be good because they discourage job switching. This also leads to cooperation in solving business problems. The cons of groups might be they suppress individual creativity and initiative. A pro for an individual, though, is that they have high level of entrepreneurship. A con may be there may be competition between individuals within the same company. Social stratification is an idea that most societies are separated into different levels. Individuals can move out of the strata into which they are born. There are 2 systems. One's a caste system, which is a social category to which a person belongs involuntarily. It's a closed system. The class system is an open system, and it's a form of social stratification as well. Class consciousness is the awareness of one's place in a system of social classes, and this often shapes their relationship with others as well. It's important to develop cross-cultural literacy because we have to understand how cultural differences across the nations affect the way businesses are practiced. Hofstede had studied culture and identified 4 different dimensions that summarize different cultures. First is power distance, which is how society deals with the fact that people are unequal physically and intellectually. Individualism and collectivism is the relationship between an individual and his peers. Uncertainty avoidance is where different cultures socialize their members into accepting ambiguous situations and tolerating ambiguity. Masculinity versus feminist is a relationship between gender and work roles. Lastly, Confucian Dainism is basically respect for tradition. I made a short quiz for you guys to take, and I hope this video helped you guys understand Chapter 4 a little better.